Into the light Clubman class, Stefan Child took over the championship lead after a superb win in second place at Wilton Mill on a poor day for Jack Harding, who drops to third in the championship. Child's lead is just over 12 points on Dave Waters coming into Buckmore Park. Ben Finch and Dan Milner already carry 2-0 scores. With 130 points for a final win and 16 of 22 finals to count to the championship, they are very much part of a 5-way, possibly 6-way dice with Stephanie Walters for the championship title. After 2 qualifying heats, it's Dave Waters qualifying in pole position. He was on the podium here in both finals here in February, with Jack Harding, who finished second in final 2 that day, on the front row. Ben Finch and Heat 1 winner Justin Buck line up on row 2, Stefan Child and Ross Wheeligan start on row 3, Chris Lewis-Evans and Carl Watt on row 4. Jamie French makes his debut in light Clubman. He must have misunderstood the request for a sexy photograph, and Jed McInnes make up the first half of this 20-kart grid. Dave Waters controls the pace, red lights waiting for green, and we're racing at Buckmore. Jack Harding's got on his bumper, covering the inside, and Ben Finch is trying to squeeze through to second place. Can't get it done yet. Harding covers to the inside of hairpin 1, and Finch has to settle for third place. On board with Milner off grid 11, that's Carl Watt with the red lid, moving to the right, and he cuts to the inside to get on the bumper of Ross Wheeligan. On board with Jed McInnes behind, trying to find a way through. Wheeligan going side by side with Jamie French. Downside sweep into Pullman's for the first time, and Ben Finch is still looking for a way past Jack Harding. On the run over to Garda, and Waters has bolted, and Finch is trying to push his way through inside of Garda. It's side by side off the corner. He takes a shot from behind from Justin Buck as Finch tries to let Jack Harding go back through for fear of a penalty. And we end lap 1, and Dave Waters' lead is 1.5 seconds into turn 1, and Harding is under pressure from Ben Finch, and Finch has got a run. There's some contact, and I think Justin Buck is going to help him through by giving him a push. He runs Harding out wide, tries to let him through again, and they're queuing up behind him. On board with McInnes, there's contact there between French and Lewis-Evans. They're slow off the corner, and Harding is still in second place. Dan Milner's got ahead of Carl Watt and has moved up to 6th place. Waters' lead is 2.3 seconds. Harding, Finch, Child on board with Justin Buck. You're looking back at Dan Milner, Carl Watt under pressure from Stephanie Walters, Ross Wheeligan, Jed McInnes and Ray Norris. Ray Norris dropping in behind McInnes over start finish. And Finch once again is looking for a way past Jack Harding into turn 1. Down the inside of Jed McInnes goes Ray Norris, towing with him Jamie French. Harding seeming to struggle here, but keeping the position, and that's enough to let Stefan Child get through inside of Finch. Finch has got the momentum, side by side through the S's, and Finch hangs on. Justin Buck looking for a way by as well now. Ray Norris nearly made a mistake there to let Jamie French through in the S's. So we've got a 4-way dice, possibly 5, as Dan Milner is towing up behind Justin Buck. End of lap 3, and Dave Waters' lead is now over 3 seconds on Jack Harding, who is definitely struggling for top end here at Buckmore Park. Ben Finch tapping on his bumper, looking for a way by. Got to be conscious of Stefan Child and Justin Buck, who runs out wide, and now a chance for Dan Milner. He joins the group. It's now a 5-way dice, and Buck is over the inside curb at hairpin 2. That won't work. Oh, cuts across Milner into the S's. A brief hand gesture, questioning Justin's driving standards there from Dan. Finch looking to the inside, down at Paddock. Can't get it done, now trying to get a run up to Garda. Harding once again covers to the inside. And they're losing another second on Dave Waters, who crosses the line now. And 4 seconds later, Jack Harding crosses with Ben Finch, Stefan Child, Justin Buck and Dan Milner in a train behind him. Up to hairpin 1, and Harding is on the cover again. Jamie French down the inside of Stephanie Walters as she goes by Liam Nolan. Dan Milner trying to find a way once again past Justin Buck, this time into hairpin 2. And he's waving his arms around, and it's not like he just doesn't care. Down at Paddock, Buck went in narrow, and Carl Watt, Ray Norris and Ross Wheeligan are going to join the back of this group. We're going to have about an 8-kart battle for second place here. Round Cafe Curve once again. Stephanie Walters is ahead of Jamie French in 10th. Buck looks to the inside of Child down into hairpin 1. Child gives him room, and we'll have the inside for hairpin 2 now. Milners is going to get on the bumper of Stefan Child and hold Justin Buck to the outside. He's on the gear block. He's going to go over a run round the outside of the S's for the inside of the second part, and he's back through. And here comes Carl Watt down the inside of Sam Sweep. That's a good move from Carl Watt. And Ray Norris is going to beat him up into paddock, and he's through. Look how narrow Jack Harding's going into Garda. That's thrown him out wide, and he's slow off the corner, and Ben Finch has got to run round the outside. Ben Finch is released and through to second place. He's 5.6 seconds off the leader, and Stefan Child is immediately looking for a way by. Justin Buck's going to try and run round the outside of Conway's. That's a bit optimistic, but he might be able to run round the outside of turn 1 for the inside of hairpin 2. That's his plan, using a bit of gear block on the inside. He's doing the pair of them. Well, it's fairly brutal. He's waving Jack Harding back through, conscious of not picking up a penalty for advantage by contact. It hasn't helped Stefan Child though. Harding back through to third. Ray Norris coming forward, looking to the inside of Carl Watt now into paddock. Good move from Ray Norris, using the traffic ahead of him to maximum effect. Ross Wheeligan down the inside of Carl Watt at Garda on the run back uphill. Dave Waters' lead is 5.7 seconds on Ben Finch. Justin Buck trying to run round the outside of Harding into turn 1. What a good move. Well, it would be a brilliant move, but we know that Harding has some kind of problem. Lacking top end, I fear. And there's battles on behind. Alex Mitchison, oh, Robert Lark, Liam Nolan. That's a fight for 12th place that Lark's got the better of for now. McInnes goes past Nolan into the S's. Down Sam Sweet once again, into Pullman's, down at paddock. Dan Milner made a great start. He was up to 5th at one point, now he's going backwards, and he now finds himself down in about 9th place. So another lap in the books. Ben Finch is not making much impression on Dave Waters. Jack Harding has an impression of Stefan Child on his back bumper. Indeed, that back bumper looks a bit loose at the right-hand side. I wonder if that's the problem. Dan Milner wades in, both feet on Ray Norris. Oh, and the squeeze was on there with Ross Wheeligan. That's put Norris in the tyre barriers. Dan Milner has ground to a halt. Well, what can you say? It promised much and has delivered little. Stefan Child now looking for a way past Harding. Well, at least we have an explanation for why Harding is going slowly. That rear bumper at the right is dragging along the circuit. I'm surprised it's causing quite so much trouble. On board with Jed McInnes, you're looking at Alex Mitchison ahead of us. This is the fight for what would be 11th place. Jamie French has just lost out to Robert Lark. Oh, and Mitchison goes in way too deep on French. He's now looking at the camera. Did we catch it? Of course we did. This is the coverage you get with Just Racing magazine. It's wall to wall. There's no place to hide. Downhill they sweep through Symes, down at paddock. Stefan Child now is looking for a way past Jack Harding. Look at the ground that they've lost on Ben Finch. So Jack Harding, a second a lap off the pace. Justin Buck coming through in 3rd place. Harding in 4th. Stefan Child still not able to find a way by. And the podium positions are just driving away from Jack Harding. A fighting defence. Carl Watt now on the outside of Stefan Child. Bit crossed up coming in. This could be a run for Carl Watt round Stefan Child in the S's. Side by side. Watt gave him some room. Child barely gave him enough on the exit. Through Pullman's. Oh, and here comes Ross Wheeligan from a long way back. Running Stephanie Walters out wide, and a chance for Robert Lark. Ross Wheeligan getting his elbows out. A chance for McInnes to run around the pair of them. Oh, over the back. Stephanie Walters gathers it up into Cafe Curve. She should be a sitting duck down into turn 1. But Steve Townsend and James Hazelhurst have caught up with Jamie French. And I'm not giving him a look in. Oh, another shot in the side for Liam Nolan. It's been a pretty brutal final, this first one. On board once again with Justin Buck, who's caught up with Ben Finch. This is the fight for second. Finch now on the defensive, wants to keep that podium spot. Justin Buck looking to move up. They're coming round to start the final lap. Dave Waters is 6 seconds clear. The battle is over second and third. Finch to the inside, covering off Justin Buck. He's looking to cut back and come under him into hairpin 1. Finch is wise to that, and now Buck's complaining about Finch's driving. Well, I'm not too sure of the pot calling the kettle there. Downhill, Dave Waters is heading for another win. Chris Lewis-Evans down the inside of Liam Nolan. I think that's for about 15th or 16th place. Harding is managing to hold off. Stefan Child, Buck dives through on Finch at Paddock. Over the curbs on the exit. Finch will have second place. It's a second win of the season for Dave Waters, and he moves to within 3 points of the championship lead. And he has pole for final 2 ahead of a 6th podium of the season for Ben Finch. Wilton Mill Light Clubman lap record holder Justin Buck finishes third.
But third place today was Justin Buck. In second place today, started on grid 3, another good result. He's quite often up there today. Second place, Ben Finch. Well done, mate. Started on pole, David Walters.
Dave Waters is shooting for the lead of the Light Clubman Championship as well as his first double win from pole position in final 2. Stefan Child will be keen to stop that from grid 2. Ross Wheeligan showed he must have great pace as he starts on row 2 ahead of Wilton Mill Light Clubman lap record holder Justin Buck. Ray Norris and Ben Finch start on row 3. Dan Milner and Chris Lewis-Evans, after a poor first final, start on row 4. And Jack Harding managed to salvage 4th place from final 1, and he starts on grid 9 with Robert Lark on grid 10. 20 karts rolling up to the start. Dave Waters on pole position controls the pace. Stefan Child has to wait for him to drop the hammer, and he has now. And Child is down in 3rd place over the start line as Ross Wheeligan is through to 2nd going into turn 1, and Ray Norris has got to run up the inside into hairpin 1, and Dan Milner will try to follow him through. Still side by side, Finch and Harding together. Milner to the inside of Norris. Will Norris have a run round the outside in the S's? And they've got their elbows out. That's Jamie French and Robert Lark ahead of Chris Lewis-Evans. On board with Ray Norris into Pullman's, braking for Paddock. Down the inside, Justin Buck throws a move into Jack Harding. Runs out wide, Harding going backwards. Buck has fallen in behind Ben Finch and Carl Watt. And I think Harding's got to run round the outside, probably just as well. Harding not too impressed with Justin Buck for that one. And Dave Waters leads Ross Wheeligan, Stefan Child, Dan Milner, Ray Norris, Ben Finch. And Jamie French has got to run on Buck through turn 1. I wonder if Buck's maybe picked up a bit of damage there. Has he bent something? Chris Lewis-Evans looking to the inside. He gets a push from Stephanie Walters into Justin Buck. He should have a run round the outside of Walters into the S's, side by side. Gets the position back. Chris Lewis-Evans stays in 12th. On board with Jed McInnes, you're looking at Oliver Goodacre in 18th. Alex Mitchison defending to hold off Steve Townsend. McInnes down the inside. Can he get it done on Goodacre? He can't. And we round out lap 2. The field beginning to spread out. We'll see what genuine pace drivers have now. Jed McInnes once again looking to the inside of Oliver Goodacre. Goodacre gives him room. And he goes through. And Simon Taylor trying to come through with him. Taylor on the wrong side for hairpin 2. On board with Child, you're looking at Ross Wheeligan in 2nd. And Dave Waters is not getting away in this one. Through Paddock, good line from Wheeligan. And he's closing in on Dave Waters at the end of lap 3. He was 0.4 of a second at the line on the last lap. This time the lead looks as though it's down by maybe a tenth or two. It's 0.32 of a second. Dave Waters leads over Ross Wheeligan. Ben Finch picking up speed now. Justin Buck under pressure from Chris Lewis-Evans. Buck down in 11th. Needs to get back on it, sort himself out and start going forward. But Lewis-Evans is looking down the inside into hairpin 2. McInnes is trying to make progress. Poor qualifying time put him at the back of the grid, but he's showing good pace in this final. He's dropped Oliver Goodacre. Simon Taylor and Oliver Goodacre now fighting over last position. Alex Mitchison trying to close in on James Hazelhurst in a battle for 14th place. French has got ahead of Robert Lark. So Jamie French up to 9th place. And Stefan Charles now beginning to close on Ross Wheeligan. Robert Lark trying to find a way back past Jamie French in their fight for 9th. And Jed McInnes has cruised up behind Steve Townsend to within a kart length. Mitchison trying to get on the bumper of James Hazelhurst. And McInnes goes down the inside into hairpin 2. Gives Steve Townsend room, and that should be a run round the outside into the S's. Good, clean, fair racing. Ross Wheeligan's got a couple of kart lengths on Stefan Child. Coming round to finish lap 5. Dave Waters lead. He's gained about 1/10 of a second on Ross Wheeligan. It's now 0.6 of a second. Robert Lark looking to the inside of Jamie French into turn 1. He's inside and he's through. Runs Jamie out a little bit wide. And Chris Lewis-Evans is looking for a way past Justin Buck, who's struggling for pace in this second final. Looking over his shoulder on the defensive. This is only over 11th place and they're losing ground. But Chris Lewis-Evans has outthought him through the 2 hairpins to get the inside into the S's with the momentum. And Stephanie Walters is coming back to that pair. And we're back on board here with Buck. He goes through at paddock, runs in deep. He'll be slow off the corner. Now where's Stephanie Walters? Right on his bumper. And Alex Mitchison pushes through inside a Garda. Walters gets it back through Senna. And we've got a battle on here. Ben Finch and Carl Watt fighting over 6th place. The battle is still on. And there's lots of battles going on here. It's split into lots of pairs. Aside from Dave Waters, whose lead is 0.7 of a second at the start line on this lap. Down the inside, Jed McInnes picks off James Hazelhurst. Good progress being made here. That's Jed moving up and through to 15th place. Simon Taylor trying to get in the mix with him. Steve Townsend. Justin Buck under pressure from Chris Lewis-Evans in the fight for 11th. Mitchison up the inside and through to 13th place. And Ben Finch is the fastest man on the circuit at the moment. No prizes and no grid positions to be decided by fastest laps in this final. Oh, and Justin Buck makes a mistake at hairpin 1. Perhaps it's brakes he's having problems with. Streaming downhill through Sime Sweep. Ross Wheeligan still managing to hold Stefan Child at arm's length. Alex Mitchison pushing through on Liam Nolan. Jed McInnes gets his wheels inside. That's released Mitchison. Mitchison in 13th place. Another lap goes in the boot. Dave Waters lead, 0.7 of a second ahead of Ross Wheeligan. Stefan Child at a kart length. Dan Milner in 4th place. Ray Norris on his bumper. Ben Finch, Carl Watt. We're on board with Norris now, looking for a way past Dan Milner inside a hairpin 2. Classic Buckmore goes in deep though. Who's got the momentum in the S's? It's Norris. And Ben Finch now moves on to Dan Milner's bumper through Sime Sweep. And Stefan Child is using all the road and some curb as well. We've seen already that's a risky manoeuvre to make. Scott Martin lost a wheel on that curb. Oh, and Justin Buck now has lost it on his own. Messed up Stephanie Walters. Oh, and she's clipped Liam Nolan. So Nolan gets turned into a half spin. Justin Buck quickly trying to get his car back running. Oh, shot from behind from Ben Finch. Almost as though Dan Milner brake tested him. Carl Watt and Jack Harding has gone through. Harding now pushing through and moving forward. He finds himself, I think, in about 7th place. Through the S's. Downhill they come. Waters already through the shot. Oh, and Stefan Child took a look at Paddock. He's gone a long way. No, and now on the defensive to hold off Norris. He'll be slow out of Garda and into centre. And now he's suggesting that they work together to get back to Ross Wheeligan. Well, that's pretty much a bloody cheek there from Stefan Child on the defensive while suggesting that Ray Norris follow him. Narrow in a hairpin one. Dan Milner closing in behind. He's got Jack Harding on his bumper. In the hairpin two, you saw him take a look over his shoulder. There he does it again. Conscious of Jack Harding. Carl Watt and Ben Finch in 8th place. And Ray Norris wants to be by. Down at Paddock. Here comes Jack Harding. Well, it's hard and I think fair from Jack Harding. It's let Carl Watt through as well at Garda. And Ben Finch is going to have a run round the outside at Senna. Who's got the momentum? Finch is prepared to go round the outside of Cafe Curve and he's got the spot. Stefan Child now continuing to defend to hold off Ray Norris. I think we can pretty well say he's given up trying to pass Ross Wheeligan. So Dave Waters is heading to victory. Ross Wheeligan is on the podium. And Stefan Child is trying to hang on to the last step. Ray Norris, a few kart lengths clear of Jack Harding, Carl Watt, Ben Finch, Dan Milner. Child runs wide, misses his apex at Paddock. On the defensive into Garda. He'll be slow out of here. This is a chance for Norris to get a run up to turn 1. Once again, Child continues to defend. In danger of being accused of blocking. Into turn 1 is the move on down the inside. Once again, Child covers at the inside of the road. Runs out wide and slow out a hairpin 1. Norris needs to jump down the inside of one of these corners. We're on the last lap. He's running out of corners to make a pass. He's dropped back to a couple of kart lengths through the S's. Through Symes Sweep. That sounded pretty well flat to me, but he's breaking into Pullmans. And Child is down the middle of the road to hold him off. There's one more corner at Garda. Child has got it covered. I think the podium steps are now settled. It's going to be back-to-back wins for Dave Waters. What a time to do it during the season. He moves to the championship lead, but it's only 3 points as Stefan Child minimises the damage. He finishes 3rd behind Ross Wheeligan, who takes his first trophy of the season.
Top 3. In 3rd position was Stefan Child. And in 2nd place today was Ross Wheelingham. But the winner started on pole again. He's had a very good day. Today's winner of Final 2, David Walters.